Spain, due to the novel coronavirus, has surpassed the official figure from China, making it the second worst affected country in the world. The number of deaths rose by 738 in the past 24 hours, which is a daily record. Spain's rate of infection has increased by a fifth, and almost 27,000 people are being treated in hospital. Good morning, I am Bipashna Tamang, and these are the headlines of the hour. Spain's death toll from coronavirus surpasses the official figure from China. 738 people die in the past 24 hours. More than 20,000 people die worldwide, while over 110,000 recover. Nepal witnesses the third day of lockdown today. Main streets and marketplaces remain empty. Prime Minister and President urged the public to abide by the government's directive. A high-level committee formed for the prevention and control of novel coronavirus decides to keep tourists in quarantine for 14 days before sending them back. And tennis superstar Roger Federer and his wife announces $1.02 million donation to help the most vulnerable families in Switzerland. A high-level committee formed by the government for the prevention and control of novel coronavirus has decided to keep tourists who are in Nepal in quarantine before sending them back home. The tourists who arrived in Nepal on tourist visas will be sent back to their respective countries after staying in quarantine for 14 days at nearby hotels. Likewise, with the possibility of the extension of the lockdown, the committee has also decided to import induction heaters and sell them at subsidized rates. The meeting, chaired by coordinator of the high-level committee, Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister Ishwar Pokhrel, has also decided to take effective steps in providing the public essential goods and services containing the coronavirus outbreak and arranging proper isolation for the infected. Likewise, the government has decided to resume trading from Rasuagadi and Tatopani border transits along the Chinese border. Yesterday's high-level committee meeting decided to resume trading from the two border transits following the protocol of the Health Ministry and the Agriculture Ministry. Earlier, the government had decided to seal the border points and both India and China from Monday in a bid to contain the COVID-19 outbreak in the country. One more case of the novel coronavirus had been confirmed in the country yesterday. The National Public Health Laboratory confirmed the case. With this, a total of 3 people have been infected with the virus, among which one has fully recovered, whereas 2 are undergoing treatment at the Sukraraj Tropical and Infectious Disease Hospital in Teku. Organizing a press meet yesterday, Health Minister Bhanu Bhakta Thakal informed that the 32-year-old person from Thading had returned to Nepal from Sharjah, UAE on 19th of March and was staying at a hotel in Kathmandu. After feeling uncomfortable, he went to the Sukraraj Tropical and Infectious Disease Hospital in Teku. Earlier, a 19-year Nepalese female student who arrived from France with a transit in Qatar was confirmed with the virus on Sunday. The government has informed that 125 out of the 158 passengers who were on the same flight with her have been kept in quarantine. A total of 687 samples have been tested in the country so far in suspicion of the virus, among which 684 samples have been tested negative. On the third day of the nationwide lockdown today, in a bid to contain the possible outbreak of novel coronavirus in the country, the main streets of the capital and elsewhere have remained empty. Most of the residents of Kathmandu have been supporting the government's decision of lockdown by staying at home. The government imposed the lockdown throughout the country starting 24th of March, which is scheduled to remain intact until 31st of March. On the third day of the lockdown today, the Kathmandu streets look mostly deserted and most markets and shops have remained closed. Security has been beefed up on main streets as security personnel at the city's major thoroughfares have been urging the general public not to come out of their homes except for emergency purposes. All domestic and international flights have been grounded while border transits have been closed as well. As per the Infectious Disease Act, anyone flouting the directive can be subject to at least 1 month of imprisonment along with monetary penalties. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has urged the general public to stay at home during the lockdown. Premier Oli requested the public to stay indoors through his Twitter, stating that he was running the state's activities by staying at his official residence in Baluwatar. Prime Minister Oli urged everyone to stay at home during the lockdown. Likewise, President Bidya Devi Bhandari has also urged the public to stay at home to help contain the spread of coronavirus outbreak in the country. Issuing a statement yesterday, President Bidya Devi Bhandari called on the public to remain indoors and to follow the directions and guidelines issued by the government. President Bhandari also requested all central, provincial and local level governments to arrange all necessary measures to fight against the pandemic. And it's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. Pulse. And here's the question: how should the government manage equipments for the test of coronavirus and protection of medical workers? The options are: option A, purchase through fast-track process; option B, request on agencies; and option C, involve private sector. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your options A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And time now for the sports update.
Sports news.
Tennis superstar Roger Federer and his wife Mirka have announced that they would be personally donating $1.02 million to help the most vulnerable families in Switzerland impacted by the coronavirus outbreak. Federer said that no one should be left behind in the fight against COVID-19 and urged more people to contribute to the vulnerable families in Switzerland, wherein more than 100 people have lost their lives. According to official figures reported to the World Health Organization, Switzerland has the 9th highest number of infections in the world. Switzerland has recorded more than 8,000 cases and 66 deaths due to COVID-19, and authorities have banned gatherings of more than 5 people in public spaces, with fines being given to those failing to adhere to the regulations. The World Anti-Doping Agency President Witold Banka said the International Olympic Committee has taken a correct decision to postpone the 2020 Tokyo Olympics until next year due to coronavirus pandemic. According to World Anti-Doping Agency official website, the health and safety of the athletes remains the #1 priority for the agency and the anti-doping community, and it is clear that the correct decision has been taken in this challenging and unprecedented situation. The World Anti-Doping Agency in its statement said they have been working closely with anti-doping organizations, athletes and other stakeholders to ensure the integrity of the global anti-doping program and is maintained as far as possible during this time, and to ensure that the system returns to full power as quickly and effectively as possible once this crisis is abated. The decision to postpone the 2020 Tokyo Olympic was confirmed by the IOC on Tuesday after the organizing body for the event and Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe agreed to reschedule the Games in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. The decision to postpone the 2020 Tokyo Olympics was confirmed by the IOC on Tuesday after the organizing body for the event and Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe agreed to reschedule the Games in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. As the country is currently on lockdown, Nepalese players and coaches have been requesting their fans through videos and messages on social media to be safe from coronavirus infection by staying at home. Players have a lot of fan following. At a time of crisis, they have an important role to play as many fans listen to what they say. The government imposed a lockdown throughout the country from 24th of March until 31st of March to contain the spread of COVID-19 and requesting everyone to remain at home except for emergency purposes. However, people have been coming outdoors defying the lockdown. Seeing this, some players and coaches have uploaded video messages on social media to remain cautious by staying indoors. National football players have also requested the public to stay cautious. Kiran Chemjong, Sujal Shrestha, Rohit Chand, Sabitra Bhandari, among other players, have urged the public not to go outdoors and not to shake hands. They have also requested the public not to be frightened by rumors spread on social media and to use masks and sanitizers as well as wash hands with soap to prevent the risk of COVID-19 from spreading. The appeals put forth by national players and coaches at a time of crisis in support of the government's decision of imposing lockdown in the country has been taken as a praiseworthy act. And that's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Have a good day and stay safe.